Pieces to Peace, a veterans writing project, is the culmination of many projects and many ideas that have joined in my life. The first inspiration has really been the work of Maxine Hong Kingston, a Stockton native and a woman who has devoted the last 20 years of her life to working with veterans to help them write their stories. Her idea essentially is to get the trauma of military experiences out of the body and onto the page, where you are actually turning trauma into art. I've been teaching Maxine's work for about 20 years now at San Joaquin Delta College, and through this whole idea of working with veterans, I discovered a project called Combat Paper. Combat Paper is a project where you take a military garment, a jacket, a shirt, a pair of camouflage pants, cut it up into fine pieces, and put it through a rag pulper that creates pulp that you can make into paper. Then you take that paper and turn it into a journal, and then participate in a writing group where you are essentially writing now on paper that once was a garment that protected you in your military experience. That idea of working with veterans to help them transform experiences into art has been flipped, because if you think of working with veterans, what about the victims of war? All the refugees that we have across the globe who have left their homes and who are now trying to assimilate into new cultures. So Peace Paper was born. Peace Paper is the flip side. So Drew Matot is a paper maker who's internationally known for using paper making as a healing modality, introduced me to his work where he goes to refugee camps, and as people are crossing the borders from one nation to another, he has them actually take a garment that is coming from their past life and transforming it through paper into a product that they can write on or just display as art paper that expresses their moving into a new life. This transformative process is what has been pulled together in our project, Pieces, cutting up the pieces of a garment to peace. So P-I-E-C-E-S, to peace, P-A-E-C-E. So this particular project has been exciting for me because we have worked with a wide variety of veterans, both from Vietnam through the Desert Storm, through the Iraq conflict, young and old, male and female, and invited them to come together, rag pulp a garment, make the paper, make the journal, and then write with Professor Amy Smith, who is a novelist and an English professor at the University of Pacific. This is our project.
Talk through the process. Well, you want to put your decal on the thing that I can't remember that she just told me. And anyway, the first thing you want to do is argue that. Make sure everything is really walking around in there. So it's, and then you want to and shake it around as much as you can. So it stops dripping for the most part. And then you want to easily pull this decal off of the thing that I can't remember the name of.
The mold?
The mold? Oh, that's, what's this?
Just a screen.
Oh, I thought you called it something else, I thought. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Then you want to get the screen and throw it up on here and start. Make sure your sponge is good and dry and start.
We began with the writing group. The preliminary meeting was in July of 2019, and I came in feeling like I was prepared. I knew it was going to be a unique experience. And so I thought about the ways that I can't run a group like this the same way I would a traditional creative writing class. but I did not think about it hard enough. And in the very first meeting, it was interesting because I definitely recognized that you can't just say to people, okay, start writing about the worst things that have happened to you. And I tried to kind of ease into it. The fact that this isn't asking somebody to write a short story. This is asking somebody to put down on paper things that have haunted some of them for 50 plus years. So it's a powerful thing.
My name is Joseph Mays. I'm a native of Stockton, and my heritage is I'm Native American. My story begins when I got drafted, and got drafted in 1967, and got out of the service in 1969. But at the end, the experience was terrible being in the service.
I was shaking, and tears were coming down my face. The smell was horrible. I couldn't believe what was going on and what I was seeing for that first time, and how loud the gunfire and explosions were. The company guys screaming and hollering at me. We started throwing bodies in the chopper. The bodies were our men. They were all blown apart. The guys throwing them in the chopper didn't even have a chance to put them in body bags. Their bodies were still warm. The bodies were still draining blood. It was all over the men that had picked up the bodies and had thrown them onto the chopper. It was all over me. It was on my arms, face, hands, feet. I was moving on pure adrenaline, instinct, and training. I was following orders to a T. At the moment, I thought I was going to die. I couldn't believe the faces I saw and how young they were. I could hear bullets snapping over my head. I heard the chopper take off. I knew it was leaving because the blades were making a whooshing sound. I wanted to get back on it and go home. I wanted my mom and dad to take me away from here. I was crying for them to help me keep it together out here in this mad house.
Beginning in 1961, including the year I traveled the rivers and hugged the coast of Vietnam. I cooked, baked, and managed galleys. Quite simply, my job was to feed the crew 3 times a day, every day. And tragically, on occasion, I was required to hold the remains of fallen heroes in my freezer for further transport home to a grieving family. It's been 50 years since I was in Vietnam. I recalled events and emotions I had locked away for a half-century.
One of the most haunting memories I have of Afghanistan was the sheer magnitude of people being shipped home to their families in caskets. I worked next door to the dust-off and base hospital, where wounded would come in on helicopters. Regularly, we would see their caskets lined up for fallen comrade ceremonies the next day. And I have no idea how many caskets went by in my time there. I do know that what I saw within the fraction of time I spent in country, those caskets were a small fraction of the total devastation of just one war. These were good people with their whole lives ahead of them, sent home in boxes to devastated families. Further examples of the net return on choosing destruction. There are no earthly words to express the profound sadness I felt at the sight of broken sons and daughters being shipped home in boxes, except to say that I watered the dirt in Afghanistan with many of my tears for those families, while the dust-off watered it with a river of blood as they hosed out their helicopters. How many thousands of lifetimes of human potential was shot and blown to shit, wasted as far away from home as possible? And Were they the lucky ones for at least not suffering the post-service years, hollowed out with broken bodies, failed marriages, prison, substance abuse issues, homeless, and suicidal? I don't know. I just believe in the principle of investing in humans and investing in those who made it. I am one of them, and I am thankful that some people believed in me enough to take the mess of what I was and made the choice to invest in me.